All right, so we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show, to the program Meet the Press with Lovejoy. With me, Lovejoy Mtongwiza. On the show, we talk about everything and anything, and we invite people from everywhere to just share with us what they have. The purpose of this show is for the press to meet with the people. We realize that there's a gap between the press and the people. So we invite people to just share what they're doing, be it community leaders, be it politicians, and if you've got anything that you feel or you want this program. We recorded 34 new cases, all in one day. And vaccination update as of yesterday, 14,000 people got vaccinated yesterday, bringing the number to around 452,191 people who have been vaccinated with the first dose of the vaccine. And the second vaccine, I think around 107,000 people have been vaccinated. So we are encouraging you to play your part in making sure that everybody out there is safe. You are safe. Your brothers, your friends, your workmates are safe. COVID-19 is amongst us. It's killing, and we don't want you to be the next statistic. That said, we don't want to be scaring you. We have invited one of the most illustrious feminists around. She's been around for time out. For him, mass application to doing it. And also Grace is and campaigns manager for Accountability Lab Zimbabwe. We're talking about that in a bit, about who they are, but the Okay. I think Grace is having a bit of a challenge with the network. Grace, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm not having problems with my network.
Oh, Grace.
I can actually hear you, love. Yes, I am here. I can hear you and I can see you. So I'm not sure I'm having problems with my network. I'm okay.
Okay, it's fine. If you're okay, then it's okay. Welcome back. Please
Thank
kindly
you.
introduce yourself so that we get along with the program.
So my name is Grace Rumimbo Chirenje, and I work with the Accountability Lab Zimbabwe. I'm the Deputy Chief of Party and also the Programs and Campaigns Manager. Thank you so much, Lovejoy. It's a delight to be here working with 263 Chat.
Okay, I just read a little bit about yourself. I know you're not just a feminist. Maybe you can also briefly explain to us or just share with us what other line of work you're into besides the feminism, besides being the program.
So I'm also, thank you so much, Lovejoy. I'm also a facilitator, an amazing facilitator. I'm also a coach, therapist, counselor, depending on what you want to name it. And I enjoy a lot of nature, and that's basically what I do. I'm a mom, I'm a sister, I'm just a human being that enjoys life thoroughly.
You're just a human being. It, people.
So, Lovejoy, I can hardly hear you, and I'm not so sure what is happening.
Okay, Grace. I was not gracious. She's just, I think it's because of the network again, and find out if she can be back and we talk about Accountability Lab and what brief about we at the cabinet, giving us updates about what the government is trying to do, albeit under stringent conditions. Grace, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, she's back. Grace, are you back? Are you with us?
Yes, I am here. I can hear you clearly. I can see you. I'm not sure what's happening because I am here.
All right, fine. So whilst you're still here, please just explain to us who you guys are. What is Accountability Lab Zimbabwe? Where are you coming from?
So Accountability Lab Zimbabwe is a lab. You know, we're a laboratory that is building a new generation of active citizens and responsible leaders around the world. And what we do is we train, we mentor, we resource citizens in the most creative way so that we strengthen systems of accountability and also unleash some positivity in the society. And we've been doing this since 2012, and we've worked across Liberia, Nepal. We are working in South Africa, Zimbabwe right now, Niger, Mexico, DRC, and that is who we are. In Zimbabwe in particular, we're working on a project that's known as New Narratives for Accountability in Zimbabwe. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to infuse art so that we work with art for change. And we're also trying to do what I'm here to talk about today. We're trying to name and fame honest public servants who are doing amazing work. So that's part of what Accountability Lab does globally and locally.
And who are you targeting? Do you have like a target market? Are you targeting the youth, the old people, the working class? Who exactly is your target market?
We're specifically working with young people and women.
Why that demography?
Because young people and women are the most excluded people in the population. And more than that, in Zimbabwe, for example, we do know that Zimbabwe is generally a very young population and women are the majority. So it naturally goes that we work with women and young people. And we're passionate about seeing change in the lives of these and believe strongly that they can actually hold hands to facilitate for transformation in the country.
Interesting. And I understand you've got a campaign that you're running, which is called Integrity Icon. Kindly share with us what this is about, how you're going about it, and why you came up with this whole campaign.
So, the Integrity Icon is a campaign that seeks to name and fame honest public servants. And we do know that the public service is made up of individuals. So, unless we facilitate for good governance, we have conversations around integrity, we're going to know that there's a lot of corruption and inequality and insecurity that comes from people actually not having those conversations. And we also believe strongly that we want to see young people and women, like I said before, leading transformation. So the campaign is about facilitating for conversations to say, you know what, a lot is going on well within the public service, and they are public servants who are doing an amazing job, and we need to name and fame these. Why? Because we want especially the young people to aspire to work in public service and then transform that space. And so what we're trying to do with the Integrity Icon is that we're trying to exemplify integrity and make heroes and heroines of the men and women who are doing a fantastic job. And this has to come from the people themselves in Zimbabwe who experience the great work that the different players are doing that are working within public service.
But looking at the lack of integrity itself, especially in the public service, I don't think it's something that is starting with the youth. It's starting at the top. Don't you think, as Accountability Lab Zimbabwe, you also need to have that approach to engage the leadership that is causing all this lack of integrity?
Well, like I said, the Accountability Lab in Zimbabwe is working with the young people and the women. So it's not that we own the narrative of what's going on in Zimbabwe, but it's the people of Zimbabwe themselves that need to facilitate for those conversations. So in as much as we are talking about this integrity icon campaign, we are also saying that, oh, come on, it's not the integrity. It's not the Accountability Lab that's supposed to do this, but what we are facilitators that are facilitating a process where we see the women and the men having conversations with the different leaders at different levels to facilitate for holding leaders accountable and building for institutions that actually are accountable to the people through the responsible leaders that the people work with. So it's not like we're saying it's the women and the young people that should just, do the work. It's saying they have to do the work, working with the leaders, like what you're saying.
Interesting. Maybe you might also want to explain to us what lack of integrity does maybe to the youth, the implications of lack of integrity in our public institutions, even in private institutions. How does that affect the young people and the women that you're targeting right now?
I think a lack of integrity within Zimbabwe leads to corruption. Clearly, we are seeing this each and every day. Just the other day, I asked for a flower by the roadside that I'd seen, and the security guard was asking me for a bribe to get the flower, and I was like, "Is this how?" And this is like a flower, like a rose, and I'm thinking, "Is this where we've come to?" So issues of corruption actually emanate when there's no integrity. There's also quite a lot of inequalities. You find that the rich people keep getting richer. If you have noticed Zimbabwe of late, there's so many brand new huge vehicles that have no number plates. That means they're actually new and they are waiting number plates. And don't even get me started with the dynamics that are happening with the registration of these vehicles. But that for me is a sign of the inequalities that are going on. And so when there's no integrity, the inequality gap increases quite a bit. And also insecurity. When there's no integrity, there's a lot of insecurity amongst the citizens themselves and even amongst the leaders. And you find that it's not just a Zimbabwean problem, it's a global problem. But we're saying because it's a global challenge, we also are very conscious that it is hitting quite close to home, which is in Zimbabwe. And that's why we're saying, let's celebrate those that are doing well through the integrity icon so that we can facilitate for a process of transformation. But also we find that where there's a lack of integrity, ordinary citizens often feel helpless in the face of graft and mismanagement. And by encouraging the champions of integrity, we are actually saying, you know what, we're going to build public trust to facilitate for transformation in the different institutions. So here we go. And that's what I think a lack of integrity will entail and what it will result in.
Interesting. So as part of the training, I think people would want to know what exactly are you going to be training them about? Are you going to be training them to be accountable to their actions, or maybe to hold leaders to account? What exactly does the process entail?
So I think when we're looking at the integrity icon, Lovejoy, we are focusing on nominating excellent public servants, and we want to help shine a light on the role of ordinary citizens in strengthening institutions. So unless the citizens of Zimbabwe themselves stand up and say, oh my, that's a good job that's going on, we're not going to be able to have an example of what it means to be a person of integrity. We're not going to be able to exemplify what good governance looks like. And we're not going to be able to have conversations around what does it mean when we say someone is responsible for their role, but can go above and beyond the call of duty to make a difference. So in this campaign, what's very important for us is that we want a way to create meaningful conversations about what it means to be a public servant, and shine a light on the role of ordinary people in strengthening the institutions that we're talking about. So a lot of the times we do talk about this is not working, this is not working. We do know that, but unless the citizens of Zimbabwe themselves stand up and come together, the women and the young people, this will not result in the transformation that we seek to see. So we're saying through the integrity icon, let's think about what is needed to build an open, inclusive, and accountable society. And it begins with the young people and the women when we look at the integrity icon campaign.
Interesting there. I think I'm also interested. I don't know if I qualify, which brings me to my next question. Who qualifies to be an integrity icon? How does one get nominated? How do you become a part of this exciting process?
Okay, so you've asked me two questions. Let me answer the first one in terms of who qualifies to be nominated. So in order for someone to be nominated, unfortunately, Lovejoy, you will not qualify, because we're looking at people, we're looking at public servants, and I'm sure you're not one, but public servants who work in the health and education industries. So you have to be a Zimbabwean citizen that is working in Bulawayo, in Chitungwiza, Goromonzi, and Harare. That's very important, because those are the areas we're targeting in. But you, like I said, you must be employed by the government of Zimbabwe in the education and health sectors. You must also be between the ages of 25 and 65. And of course, you need to be absolutely honest and have fulfilled your duties and responsibilities as a public servant with the highest level of integrity, because this is an integrity icon campaign. And also, you should not have been convicted of crime or any kind of misuse of power or indicted by any state body. We also want the nominees to be open to participating to the campaign and the public voting process. And you must then abide by the decision of the panel of judges that we're going to have when we're looking at the public voting system. And then finally, whoever is going to be nominated has to be willing to be filmed with images that will broadcast on local, national, and international media, because the idea is to say some things are working in Zimbabwe, some people are working in this country, both men and women, and they need to be named and famed, so that we flip the script and change the narrative, transform the narrative to become positive about Zimbabwe and the people that work within government.
Okay, being an integrity-based leader or an accountable leader also maybe comes with your record, your past record. How do you entail to involve, let's say, ex-convicts who claim to be reformed?
We are not working with ex-convicts right now. I've just given you the list of the people that we're working with. Because this is a very specific campaign for now, Lovejoy. We can explore what to do with that, but for now we're very specific and targeted in our approach with this edition of the integrity icon. But that's a thought, and let me keep it somewhere, and then we will explore it when I have conversations with our team.
All right. Let me take you back to the areas that you mentioned. You talk about Bulawayo, Chitungwiza, Goromonzi, and Harare. Why specifically those areas? Because some might say, I'm from Mutare and I qualify for this. Are you going to be taking the campaign to other cities later on, or maybe it's what it is right now?
So we are piloting our project. Earlier on, I spoke about the new narratives for accountability in Zimbabwe. So we are working specifically in Bulawayo, Chitungwiza, Goromonzi, and Harare for this edition of the Integrity Icon 2021. And yes, of course, we're going to take this elsewhere. It might become national, who knows, depending on what we are learning this year and so on. But also we're focusing on these specific areas because we already have ongoing work in these areas, and we've got studies we've done in these areas, and we want to amplify the great work that's being done in these specific areas, and hence our targeting these areas in particular. So we will keep exploring where else we can go to, but for this particular edition of the Integrity Icon, those will be our 4 key areas of focus.
All right, so folks, you're ready for yourself. You're not excluded. they are coming for you. They are coming to your areas at some point. But for now, it's Harare, Chitungwiza, Blawayo, and Goromonzi. So be on the lookout if you're in those areas. Integrity Icon is coming to your places. And a question has come through. How do ordinary people nominate the named and famed people?
That is a fantastic question. So in order to submit a nomination, we are working through our community facilitators in those 4 areas. So be on the lookout, because very soon we will be coming with a meeting, with the conversation, physical conversation, of course, abiding by the COVID-19 protocols in those areas. But what you can also do is you can go to our Facebook page, which is Accountability Lab Zimbabwe, and then you can you can just fill in the form and nominate whoever you want to nominate. But we also would really appreciate it if you can reach out to us through the Facebook page, like what we said. And then if you're having any troubles or struggles getting access to the form, also send us a message on that. And we're also on Zimbabwean Icons 21. You can also look for us online using that link.
Interesting. And then take us through, Grace, on the timelines. How and when does the campaign start? Is it already started? Are people voting? Nominating their icons? Just let us know. How do we go about it?
So we launched the campaign in April, absolutely amazing. And so it's open. But what we're emphasizing now and inviting the citizens of Zimbabwe to do in regards to the areas that we spoke about is, can you please nominate, so that we name and fame amazing men and women who are doing great work in Zimbabwe. But in the month of June, we're going to select our panel of judges that are going to work at selecting the different social leaders that would have been nominated. And then between July and August, we're going to look at filming the work that's been done by the different integrated icons that would have gotten nominated by you as the people of Zimbabwe. In the month of September, we'll do a national screening and public voting process so that we see who is the integrity icon person of choice by the public. And this is very interesting. We're also going to use WhatsApp, Facebook, and different online platforms to make sure that we track through the votes. In September, we really do hope to have local screenings and dialogues, just looking at the icons and the work that they have done. And in September, hopefully, we will be celebrating integrity icons. And by December, we should be done, and we should be able to have a huge celebratory function, just looking at the naming and faming process of the 5 integrity icons that would have been selected.
So these 5, what is their incentive? Is there like a prize for them? Are they going to be given better jobs? What is exactly is in it for them?
Okay, so what's in it for them is, number 1, they're going to be the major highlight of exemplary leadership in public service. And that's important, looking at the narrative and context of Zimbabwe. And it's also very important in building a positive narrative around Zimbabwe and the work ethos that we can actually strive to exude. But more than that, we're going to track their lives. We're going to amplify their lives. We're going to ensure that they continue to be a beacon of hope for Zimbabwe. But also, there's going to be a lot of network and exchange with other integrity icons that have been part of the Accountability Lab for years from the past. But also, we're going to award them in the final ceremony in December, just to make sure that we're able to celebrate their great work, and this continues to go on. And we'll have interval trainings, networking meetings, so that they're able to continue with their good work, and that we will not forget about the amazing job that they'll be doing. And of course, we'll continue to name and fame them as the beacon of hope for Zimbabwe as integrity icons.
So this integrity icon, is it a yearly thing, or maybe it's just a once-off thing that is going to happen now and then after a few months, we forget about it. Are you planning on doing this yearly, or have you been doing this yearly?
We will be doing it yearly until about 2025.
All right, so there you have it, folks. If you're between the ages of 25 and 65 and you think you're honest and you think you have what it takes to be an integrity icon, this is a very good opportunity for you to represent yourself and the people around you. Build your name, build strong institutions, because what we're advocating for are strong institutions, corrupt-free generation. And I think, as Grace said earlier on, it begins with the youth. Yes, the leadership is there, but it begins with the youth. We need to change the narrative. We need to change the mindset. So, Grace, if people want to be part of this campaign, I know you had said something, but how can we prop up this campaign? Because I'm sure a lot of people are interested, especially the young people. They're interested to be part of this. How do they get in touch with you? Where do they get information? If there's any, and also you said people are going to be voting on WhatsApp. What about those who are not on WhatsApp? Let's say in marginalized areas. I know Goromons is predominantly rural. How are they going to be voting or nominating their icons?
Okay, like I mentioned earlier on, we're going to have physical outreach meetings abiding to the COVID-19 protocols. So they can also be on the lookout for those particular meetings that we're going to have in the communities. But I think for now, we have noticed that Zimbabweans love Facebook and they love WhatsApp. So they can go and look for us on Facebook at Accountability Lab Zimbabwe, or they can look for Zimbabwe Icons 21 on Facebook, and they'll be able to find us. Or they can go to http /wa.me/27600806146, and you can put this up. By the way, Lovejoy, put it up for people to see, your viewers to see this, so that they have the information. And what we're looking at now is please nominate. And one of the things that I think is important is, by actually having a meeting like this with you, we're starting a conversation we hope can facilitate for people coming on board and continuing to nominate. So we are really excited about that. And we will continue to also just come back to this conversation and encourage people to nominate as many integrity icons as is possible.
All right, Grace, we definitely would love to keep the nation updated on this, and we hope we can have you back as time goes on, so that at least we know at which stage we are, who has been nominated, and what's the next stage, so that at least we keep the nation abreast about the goings on. And just to take back what Grace was saying, if you want to be part of this, you can go on their Facebook page, Integrity Icon. Okay, there's I wish I could share this website right now, but I can't because of the device that I'm using. But if you'd love to visit their website, it's integrityicon.org/Zimbabwe. That's www.integrityicon.org.zw if you'd want to find out more about what they're doing. And I think as youth, this is a perfect opportunity, especially for those who are public servants, to raise your hand, and be seen that you're doing something to change your communities, you're doing something to change your country. And trust me, you will be an integrity icon come the end of this session. Grace, it's been nice to have you here. Like I said, we hope to continue this conversation and updating the nation on where you guys will be, and we'll try to follow up on the progress that you guys are making. And then we see how best we can also prop this up. But for someone like me, let's say who's in the public, within the private sector, are there any opportunities maybe in the future? Do you plan to have something for those in the private sector?
Like I said earlier on, Lovejoy, I think it's something we can keep exploring, because right now we're just doing a pilot to see how we can promote work within public service. But I like what we're doing right now, Lovejoy. We are partnering in terms of you amplifying the message of the Integrity Icon campaign. So that's amazing. We can keep doing that. And one of the things that is important, like you mentioned, is to continue to nominate send a message out through our Facebook page, and let's continue to explore how we can nominate. And also, Lovejoy, people in the private sector can share the message of this great work, because they should work with the public service, so that nominations can come in and we can continue to have conversations around ethics, integrity, good governance, and we name and fame those amazing men and women who are doing great work in the public service.
So I think this is my last show here. I'm going to be finding a job in the public service, so that at least I can raise my hand, because I can't miss out on this exciting opportunity.
That's a good thought.
I
That's
believe
a
I'm
good thought. We
integrity.
need more
But my
young people
integrity
like you.
is just out there.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Grace Chirenje, for coming through to the program. We hope to be talking to you soon and finding out how you are doing it. And best of wishes to everybody who's going to be nominated. And good luck on this program, Grace.
You're most welcome, Lovejoy. And thank you so much for having me and Accountability Lab Zimbabwe here.
All right. Have a great day.
Same to you. Thank you to our viewers as well.
All right. So this is it, folks. This was Grace Chirenje. She was just giving us a brief about what Integrity Icon Zimbabwe is. She's from Accountability Lab Zimbabwe. So what we're encouraging you is to go on their website, find out how you can nominate your champions, the Integrity Icons, right? Find out how best you guys can nominate those people that are representing well when it comes to accountability. And before we close off the program, again, we would like to encourage you to play it safe when it comes to the COVID-19. Be on the lookout for everybody who might be sick, and let's try to be our brother's keepers, right? Get vaccinated if you can. There are various vaccination centers around the country. Get as much information as you can on which vaccine you can use. I think Zimbabwe has got 3 vaccines that are in the country. You choose what's best for you. And then, yes, we can move the nation. Because at the end of the day, what we would want is to remove those masks. I know some of us are really getting angry every day just to, wearing those masks and just continuing to abide by these, social distance things. We are used to going out. So that can only happen if you get vaccinated, if you play your part, if you continue to play it safe. That said, my name is Lovejoy Mtungiza. The program was Meet the Press with Lovejoy. Join me in other programs to follow, and have a good day.